Hi everyone, and welcome to the Little Blessed Homeschool YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing homeschool co-ops and homeschool groups. So stay tuned. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Little Blessed Homeschool YouTube channel. My name is Jenna, and I am a stay-at-home mom of two girls. Lily, who is 9 and currently in the 3rd grade, and Lucy, who is 3, going to be 4 in about 3 weeks now, and she will be starting preschool in the fall. So in today's video, I wanted to discuss homeschool co-ops, homeschool groups, whatever you guys call them, and how amazing I think they are. So this is our second full year of homeschooling. The first year of homeschooling was done in the thick of the COVID pandemic. So we didn't join a co-op or a homeschool group because the first part of the year, none of them were open or operating. And then the second part of the year, they would, a lot in our area would only allow people who are currently in the group or returning people to join. So the first year we did not do any co-ops, any homeschool groups, none of that. And it was okay. I mean, we tried to do park dates with people that we knew. We were new to North Carolina, so we didn't have a lot of friends at that point. So it was kind of a difficult year. Plus it was our first year homeschooling, so that made it a little bit more difficult. But this past year was our first year doing a homeschool co-op and a homeschool group. And I just wanted to tell you guys how amazing these homeschool groups really are. My youngest daughter took, the first semester I didn't put her in anything just because she doesn't do well without me being there. She's very clingy, and so I didn't know how she would do. So the first semester that we did this homeschool co-op, my youngest didn't do anything. My oldest took art, PE, and geography, and we loved it. When we first started homeschooling, we were actually pretty new to North Carolina, so we didn't have a lot of friends, and especially no really homeschool friends. And so my kids met so many friends. I met so many amazing moms that I've become friends with, and it's just an amazing group. And then the second semester, I did put my youngest into preschool PE, and she loved it. I did have to stay in the gym. She wouldn't let me leave, but at least the teacher was cool with that, and she let me stay and just watch her. As long as Lucy was participating, she didn't care if I just sat in there, which I'm trying to get Lucy out of that because she's very clingy and she doesn't like to be away from us very often. And so that's a little difficult. But my other daughter took the same. She took art, PE, and geography. And mostly that was just because we were new. We didn't know any of the other teachers. We were just kind of getting our feet wet with this group. But I will say that has made such a huge difference in our homeschool. I feel like my kids have friends now. I feel like they're, and they have friends that parents have the same values as we do. And that's hard to find with the public school system because public school system, a lot of those moms and a lot of those kids have way different values. But I've found that homeschool families tend to have all the same family dynamic. They have the same values, morals, and it's like you click, and it just makes so many things better. So the takeaway from this is if you are thinking about joining a homeschool group or a homeschool co-op, I strongly advise you to do so. It's probably when everyone says, so do you recommend a homeschool group? Definitely. 100%, I recommend joining a homeschool group, joining a homeschool co-op. Now, the difference between the two is a homeschool group, generally you don't take classes with them. You generally just do field trips and meetups and park dates and stuff like that. Homeschool co-op is where your kids will actually take classes from other moms or dads. There are some dads that are teachers in our group. As with other kids their age and stuff like that. So we actually have some plans for next year. So we are going to be joining our homeschool co-op again next year. For the first semester, I put Lucy in the preschool class, which this is going to be interesting. I'm a little scared because, like I said, she doesn't, she's very clingy. She doesn't like to leave our side very often. And for this preschool class, she's going to have to actually physically go into the class without me. And then she's also going to take the preschool PE again. And then Lily has decided to take art, writing, and she's not doing PE, art, writing, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but I don't think she's doing PE this year. She didn't want to do it. She went, because I think art and PE were at the same time, and she just wasn't interested in doing that. So I believe maybe it's science. Maybe I put her in science. Honestly, I don't remember. I registered her a couple months ago, and I don't even remember. But we are also going to be joining another group called that is just a homeschool group. Now, I do believe they do classes, like they have a co-op as well, but we are just going to be joining the group portion, and they do tons of field trips, they do field days, they do science fairs, they do an international fair. They also, for high school kids, they do a prom, and then they do graduation. And so we decided that for starting in the fall, we're going to join this group, and the younger kids and older kids too, but they meet the first Friday of every month. So it's not once a week like our co-op. We meet every Thursday for about 12 to 13 weeks. But this homeschool group meets all throughout the year, the first Friday of every month. And then mixed into those months, they'll have field trips that you can go on with your group and stuff like that. And I just felt like my kids, like they do good at the co-op. They made so many friends at the co-op. And they take classes and stuff, which is fine. But, and the co-op does field trips, and they do park dates and stuff like that. And they're starting to do a lot more of that. But with this other group, they have like a chess club. They had a science club. They have all kinds of clubs that my kids would love to join. And then the first Friday, they do fun activities. And so I figured, let's do this. Let's give this a try. And then that one's free. I mean, some of the events do cost money to go to, but to just join it, it's completely free. And so I think that we're going to benefit from that a lot. So again, takeaway from this video is if you're considering a homeschool group or a homeschool co-op, I 100% am on board with it. I 100% agree that is something that you should really try to do. It's made a huge difference in our homeschool as a whole. We do a lot of field trips. The girls get out there, they get so much interaction. And here's the nice thing too, is that the classes aren't like a third grade science class. It's third to fifth grade, or, preschool to first grade. And so they're not only in class with a bunch of third graders and fourth grade, they're with a whole bunch of other people. And it's a way for your kids to socialize with kids of different ages instead of just always like kids of the same age. And this way they have better communication skills when they are communicating with kids of all ages and adults too. I mean, it's an amazing group. So I just highly recommend homeschool groups and homeschool co-ops. I think they're very important for socialization. They're very important for meeting new people and friends. And I suggest finding one that does like dances and clubs and graduations and stuff like that. So anyway, also in the past videos, I've kind of given you guys a rundown of what's coming up next. My husband and I are going to the homeschool conference, which is in like a week and a half. 2 weeks about. And I am going to be taking pictures and doing videos from there. And when I get back, I will do a whole video about how the conference was. And then we are going on our last field trip next week of the year. It wasn't a planned one. It's actually a last minute kind of thing. And then I'm going to compile all the field trips together and do a video on all of the field trips that we did. And hopefully you can see what we did with our homeschool group, our homeschool co-op, stuff like that. And then I'm almost done picking all of the curriculum for next year. I have a couple more things that I am trying to put together. And I think I'm going to check out the homeschool conference to see if maybe they have anything that I would like to add. And then once I got everything, because I do have stuff still in the mail that's still coming, so I don't have everything in my possession. But once I do, I will do a video. I'm hoping within the next couple of weeks, maybe 6 weeks or so, of all of the curriculum that I have chosen for the new year. so you can see kind of what we do. So anyways, thanks for watching. If you like my videos, go ahead and like and subscribe. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram and see what it's like in my homeschool, you can follow me at Little Blessed Homeschool. I am not on Facebook. I am only on Instagram. So if you would like to follow me and just, see a day in the life of us, then you're more than welcome. Go ahead and give us a follow. So thank you and have a great day.